Hey guys, this is Double D in the Sunday Morning episode 29. How to not care what people think, part 25. How to not listen to the negative and the bullying. This is your stereotypical computer nerd. That used to be a term of insult. Now it's a pride thing to be called a tech nerd. Say what you want about this man, and many have, but this is the biggest one of them out there, and he made a success out of himself. This man needs no introduction, so I'm not going to say his name. But what I will say is he was born on October 28th, 1955, in Seattle, Washington. He went to Harvard University but dropped out and founded his famous company when he was 19 in 75. In April of 75 to be more precise. He has since stepped back from his famous company. He also co-founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in 2000, 22 years ago. It's a foundation that helps research for vaccines, disabled people, all kinds of different things. It's a peace organization that does foundation work for the rest of the world and all to live in harmony. He also had Asperger, a form of autism. But a lot of people have said this form of autism is what led to him creating Microsoft, because people like that think differently. This is another one of those names that I don't have to say that people automatically know. He was born in 42 and died in 2018. At 76 of ALS. He was a theorophysicist, and he made a lot of predictions that ended up becoming true, kind of like a modern day Nostradamus. This part of the list is going to be about disabled people, like Wilma Rudolph, or Stephen Hawking, or Wheels from AGT Extreme. That first statement I said is why I've got this banner here, disabled but not really. Because the people I'm going to talk about overcame their disabled elements of their body. This is a picture of young Wilma Rudolph back when she had polio. She was born on June 23rd, 1940, and died on November 12th, 1994, at the age of 54. But through a medical miracle, she overcame her polio and not only was able to walk again, but became the fastest woman alive of her day. She was in 2 separate Olympics. In the 56 Melbourne's Australia Olympics, she placed bronze. But in the 1960 Olympics, 4 years later, she had 3 gold medals in Rome, Italy, in the Rome Olympics. She is the epitome of following your dreams and achieving. She retired in 62 after the 60 Rome Olympics. But 32 years later after that, she ended up with brain cancer and died in 94 at the age of 54. This particular part of the disabled athletes that I'm talking about is kind of like an honorable mention, even though it's not at the end. His name is Wheels. He's a wheelchair stunt person that I think is going to go places. He made it to the runner-up in AGT Extreme. Go look him up on YouTube. He's a wheelchair extreme stunt person, and I think he really will succeed and achieve something. This familiar face is on here twice because he also became disabled with ALS. And look what he became before he died at the age of 76. We all know what he became. So that's why he's on here twice. This next chapter is Dare to be Different. People have dared to be different in so many different ways, with music, with athletics, and this is what this chapter is about. This baseball player, number 42, aka Jackie Robinson, started out playing for the Kansas City Monarchs in 1945, but broke the color barrier 2 years later when he started playing for the MLB, where he played from 47 to 56. That's a total of 9 years in the MLB, but 11 years in total. Hank the Hammer Aaron was born February 4th, 1934, and turned pro in 1954 at the age of 20, and played for the Milwaukee/Atlanta Braves for 20 seasons, and then for his last 2, he played for the Milwaukee Bruins. But the bottom line is, there wouldn't have been a Hank Aaron if there had never been a Jackie Robinson. This is another man, except he was in the music industry, that needs no introduction. Everybody knows who this is. He was born on August 29th of 58 and died on June 25th, 09 of a drug overdose of sleeping medicine. But that's beside the point. He broke the color barrier on MTV in 82 with his release of the music video Thriller. And there wouldn't have been a Prince or a Snoop Dogg or anything like that without him and without that video. He stood up to his differences and the bullies, if you will, and he had his video pushed and published and out on the channel like he wanted. Michael Jackson might have been the top solo artist in the 80s, but this is Prince that came after him, and there wouldn't have been a Prince if there wouldn't have been a Michael Jackson. If Michael Jackson had not broken the color barrier, we wouldn't have had Purple Rain, Little Red Corvette, Raspberry Beret, 1999. There are so many Prince songs that we have from the 80s in our memory because of the Michael Jackson breaking the color barrier. Then we have Prince that broke the performance barrier, if you will, and did all kinds of outlandish, crazy things at the time. He was kind of like the Black Elvis of the 90s. But we've got great performers in all these different pop genres that perform like him because of his influence that he made also. Prince died from a cold medicine problem. This is Reginald Kenneth Dwight, aka Elton Rocketman John. He was born in 1947 on March 25th. His interesting dressing style when he's performing did not come from necessarily the lack of those kind of clothes. It came from his self-esteem about his own appearance. He wears those kind of outfits because he doesn't want people looking at his face or his body directly, so they can focus on the outfits and the performing. Although he was gay for decades, he recently came out in the last handful of years and has become a gay icon as a piano player and a performer. He was a prodigy at the piano and heavily influenced by some of the piano greats like Beethoven, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. His dressing style and piano playing was also contributed to the influence from Liberace. Liberace was born May 1919 and died in 1987 at 67. He is buried at Forest Cemetery Hills in Hollywood. Elton had several hits and several hit albums, but his most notable are the Lion King album and Goodbye Little Yellow Brick Road. And songs like Sad Songs Say So Much, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, 1972's Rocket Man, which he gave him the nickname Rocket Man. But like all these others, he dared to be different and was different, and his difference made him famous. He didn't give in to the naysayers or the bullies. He performed the way he wanted to perform and the way his fans wanted him to perform. And he went on to be one of the best solo piano artists of the 70s and the 90s. He still tours to this day, but he tours off of his hits. And he has recently retired from touring and doing his final farewell tour, Catch Him While You Can. He himself is the greatest soul singer that a white man has ever sung, in my opinion. He's also influenced other great piano players like Billy Joel. This queen of country who needs no introduction was born January 19th, 1946. She grew up singing with her big family and eventually got a small radio spot on a local radio station. And after high school, at the age of 20, a few years later, she goes to Nashville and gets on the Porter Wagoner show. And it stays there for at least 8 years. She wrote all of her own songs and had several hits with Porter Wagoner when she was on his show. But she also had several of her own hits. Jolene, I Will Always Love You, Joshua. She had several pop crossover hits like Islands in the Stream that she did with Kenny Rogers. That was written by the Bee Gees originally, but they had a famous pop hit out of it. Another one that was a pop crossover for her was the title song to a movie she was in 1980 called 9 to 5. The reason Dolly is on this list, though, is she has made such a cultural impact on country and just pop culture as a whole, and is still doing it to this day. But she dared to be different, and that's why she's on my Dare to Be Different list. Well, that's it for today's video. Join me next Sunday for Double D in the Sunday Morning, episode 30, How Not to Care What People Think, part 26, How to Prove People Wrong, and say, look at me now. Also, if you like today's video and you want to join me next week, remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit the notification bell till double D in the morning. And follow me on Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, my TikTok, and my Facebook fan group, Drew's YouTube fan group. And also follow my other channel, A Slice of Life with Drew Moore. It's a great empowering channel and has a great inspirational list of videos.